Hello internet friends, my name is Catherine and I'm the human behind Creation Miss Couture. Uh, Today I'm very excited because this is the first episode of Into the Dye Pans, where I will be discussing how I came up with the September prompt from the Dyers Collective on Instagram, which was inspired by this beautiful photo of river stones. So let's get into it. Oh, hi Zoe. The one thing that is important when you are dyeing your yarn is to protect your lungs, so make sure that you're wearing a vent respirator. So the first thing we do is measure the dye and create dye solutions. So once we've measured everything, we put the pan on the element. It is turned off right now. There's no heat going into it. So I'm putting some acid some dry acid in the pan, and then I will be adding a little bit of water to dissolve the acid. And then I'm going to be adding all my skeins of yarn in the pan. So the way I wanted to develop the color with this specific color inspiration from the Dyers Collective was looking at all the colors that were popping to my eyes. So one of the reasons that inspiration is so great and that those colors can be so different from one person to the other is that it's not everyone who will see the same colors at first. So the colors that were popping for me in that specific color prompt was the subtle browns, the grays, the beige, the slightly like burnt orange, the pinks, and the blues. So that's why I selected the colors that I did, because those were the colors that was definitely popping to my eyes. And from there, I developed a plan and I applied the colors to the yarn. And you can see me hesitate before I flip the yarn for the first time because I thought it was missing a little something. So that's when I reached to grab my blue dry powder. So it's Baby Blue Eye from Dharma Trading Co. And I know that this specific color does have a tendency to spread a little bit, so that's why I didn't wait for it to strike the yarn when I flipped the yarn, because I knew that it would spread a little bit. And anyways, with the acid that was already in the yarn, I knew that some of the speckled would stay. So that's why I did not necessarily wait for it to strike longer, because usually you would wait at least 15 minutes before you flip your yarn when you're doing speckles. So after flipping the yarn, I reused the same dye solution that I did on the first side. So I repeated the same pattern that I did in the first place. So that way I have a consistency within the skeins and within the color, and that way we have more color penetration as well. So I did, once again, I did my brown, and then I did my gray, and then I added my my pink and my like beige cream color that I did on the first side. But this time, instead of doing a Baby Blue Eye speckle, I went for this like yellow orangey, and when it strike the yarn it will spread, and that I knew it, and it was an effect that I did want to have, so that way it would recreate those little burnt orange that I saw in the pebbles of the river stones. So this is how I made Riverstone. As you can see here, this is where the Baby Blue Eye spread when we when I flipped the yarn. So like I said, I knew that it would spread a little bit, and this is the effect I was looking for, because when you were looking at the pictures, there was very like spread out blues in there, but we still have some sharp speckles still that were stayed because of the acid that was already in the yarn, because of the acid we put in the first place. So like here you can see like some very nice and sharp speckle here. And the same thing with the orange that I added. I knew that it would spread because most of yellows have a tendency to spread, but we still have some really cute speckles and a nice little spread, which is the effect I was going for, because I really wanted to recreate the vibe as well of the pictures that was used by the Dyers Collective for the September prompt. And you can see that it really is very subtle and soft. So that's how we will conclude this video. I hope you liked it, and if you want more, just please subscribe. And if you are interested in one of those skeins, they are currently available in the shop, and I will have a link in the description below. So thank you, and talk to you soon.